Well, hello, neighbor.
Hi.
I was lucky enough to be parked beside you this time around, and you have a beautiful rig that we're going to see soon, but you're not full time. What you doing?
Right now just getting started. This is about our third or fourth time out and just dipping our toe in the water and trying to figure it all out.
What's your toe telling you? Are you loving
I
it?
love it. Yeah,
You're
I
loving it.
love it. I love it. Right now we camp more than travel,
Hmm.
but the goal is to eventually travel.
Now, when you say we, it's a friend
Right.
because you're still married. Is that right?
No.
Oh, no, you're not. Okay.
No. My husband and my mom passed away last year.
Oh, I'm
And
sorry. I'm sorry.
uh, so that's one reason why I'm out and about. So I am moved in with my daughter and my granddaughter and live with them and help with that, then uh, and then now go out on my own. But I did meet a friend at one of the meetups, and now we're trying to kind of get started together. She
It,
was new too.
it was a Lulu meetup, wasn't it?
Yes, it was a meetup at
Yeah.
Magnolia Beach.
Yeah, I was at Magnolia Beach and found a new best friend too. And so your friend, I believe, is learning from you because it's her first time. Is that right?
It's yes, we met at Magnolia. She stayed in a hotel or motel while to just kind of see what it was about, and I was in my car, and then we met again. And camped together and practiced for this. We had both signed up for the March event, and so it was like great because now we had somebody to travel from Texas to here.
You know, I thought about you this morning when you went off to do the singing and dancing, and I was working, and your solar panels.
Yes.
Could you have imagined your life before?
No.
I was out checking the solar panels, and I never thought that I would know anything about electronics and solar
No.
panels. And it, do you find it fun to learn about all these little things that we
I
need to know to survive?
love it.
Yeah.
No, I really enjoy learning those things and just it's like a puzzle and just trying to figure it out.
Mhm.
When I was young, I used to draw pictures of trying to figure out how you can live in the smallest space possible, and I had this drawing of a bathroom and how you could make it into a whole living area and you could flip it down on the tub and make it into a couch and then you could make the toilet into a chair and you could have a kitchen and do all this stuff in a 5 by 8 bathroom.
So I'm going to ask you the question. I didn't ask the other ladies because I don't know them as well as I know you. For me, the toilet situation was almost the biggest impediment. It wasn't just, oh my gosh, I'm going to live in my vehicle for 6 months. It
Right.
was, what are
What am I
you
gonna
people
do?
talking about? What is and now, now it's no big deal. Was it an impediment for you?
No, in fact, I looked at all the options
Mhm.
and I found one of the pop-up ones that looks like a table kind of,
I have the same one.
and I got the extra one so that it was a little bit larger and a little bit, and I thought, okay, I can hit that. I can hit that, and now I just make it the height of my bed, and I've even thought, hey, I need that in my bedroom at home because I can get to it real quick. I just go off my bed straight onto that. And
Oh gosh, I was
I love it.
chuckling the other day that where I put mine at night is the shortest transfer. So if you're a person with a
know,
disability
right?
or a person with accessibility issues, in my case, you sit up and you scooch
That's what I
about,
do.
in my case, about 12 inches, lift a lid, and you're good to go. And I thought, gosh, I used to have a house with stairs and big fancy bathrooms and, all that kind of stuff. So, no, it doesn't bother me, but it is one of the things that the ladies talk about. And then when they get over it,
Yeah.
it's just amazing how comfortable they get.
During COVID, I had my mother, and I would travel back and forth to Austin about 4 hours a lot with her, and we were careful, and so I set up a toilet situation just in case so that she could go on the way. So, and really never used it, but but it was there. And then so this was just kind of adapted from that. But no, in the real world, I get up in the morning and it's like, whoop, 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 and now it's just scoot over, and that's it.
Scooch over, and then we all kind of get accustomed to you seeing somebody walking through the camp with a very heavy duty
Trash
bag, and you're like, I know what's going on over there. Oh, there's a little dog over there.
Oh.
And so that's what has been. So that's something that we all need to overcome is what happens with the one thing that all human beings
That's
do.
right.
All human beings do it. What has been the hardest thing for you?
I don't know yet.
Well, that's
I think
good.
feeling safe, just being sure. Now, I have not camped like at Cracker Barrel. I haven't done that yet, and
Okay.
so that's the next step. Like we've been in state parks or with a group, and so that's got its own little built-in safety. I think my next step is to branch out and try and do it more out in public.
Yeah, I have to tell you, if it's any consolation, I've done Cracker Barrel, truck stops, pull-offs, Walmarts. The first time I stealth camped, I was in front of my financial advisor's house in my hometown, and the whole thing was petrifying. I was so uncomfortable. What if the neighbors see me? What if
Right.
we're gonna do? I have traveled from my city in Ottawa to the Pacific Ocean and now to the Atlantic side here in Florida. I've never, ever once felt that I was in any kind of jeopardy.
Right.
The major cities, I wouldn't do it downtown.
Right.
I don't want to be anywhere near a major city.
No.
But I was at this pull-off before I came here because the weather was really bad, as you know, in certain parts of the South. And there was a sheriff there all night long.
Yeah.
With like bathrooms and vending machines and a sheriff, and I thought, I've died and gone to heaven.
Yeah.
So I have not felt. The only
Unsafe.
time I felt uneasy is trying to drive my extended rig through a major city.
Yeah.
Because I'm longer than most SUVs. And I always think someone's going to take off that hitch box at some point. But not at all unsafe as a single woman traveler.
Good.
Do you mind me asking how old a person you might be?
I'll be 69. And so,
Shut the front door.
and
Wow. When's your birthday?
4th of July.
I'm the 3rd of July.
Oh, there you go.
Oh my God, at midnight we're going to share a birthday, and I will be, how old will I? I'll be 57 on the 3rd of July. And do you get sometimes people that think you might be a little loopy?
Crazy, yes.
Yes, a little bit on the loopy side.
I have a friend that I was telling her she thinks it's so wonderful and so cool. It's nothing she wants to do, but she just thinks it's cool. And
it is cool.
I was with her and a group of her friends, and she was all excited and trying to tell them, and they were looking at me like, "Yeah, you're nuts." I was like, "Okay, that's okay."
It is possible that we are.
It is
possible that we are. Did your younger self ever think that this is something that you would do, or were you a kind of a sticks and bricks and raising a family kind of person?
Yeah, I was told I was a teacher and all of that. That was not an opportunity, and for the most part I was a single mom, and so it was, no, you just did what you had to do. But and this was not even a thing like that, but I always wanted an RV. I liked the idea of the tiny space, and I was into tiny houses and learning about them before it was even a thing. There was a place close to me that had kind of started building them. They were one of the first, and so I'm very interested in that. And originally my dream was to get a tiny house and an RV, and then you could have both.
Best of both worlds. Yeah. Best of both worlds.
But circumstances changed, and like I said, my mom lived with us during COVID, and then she passed, and then my husband passed, and I moved in with my daughter and granddaughter, and so that frees me up too. I do have a dog, but I don't travel with my dog, and everybody is happy if I don't.
Yeah, sometimes I'd be happy too.
Yeah.
And where's your dog right now with your
So
daughter?
my daughter. So
And your
that worked
granddaughter.
out. Yeah.
Oh, that's
So it allows me the freedom to leave because they take care of the dog. So
Yeah.
that works out.
What's the best part of this life for you?
I think thinking about it and just always solving. I enjoy solving problems. My kids would tell you that I have lots. I always tell them I'm full of ideas. I'm full of something. But
I've heard that too.
Yeah,
I'm full of something.
I'm full of something.
Full of something.
So, but I enjoy. It's like, oh, okay, that didn't work. What could I do, or what could I build, or how can I fix this? And so I enjoy that part a lot.
What kind of teacher were you?
I was a science teacher.
Oh, okay. It's all making
Yeah.
sense to me now. It's all making. If you had
Yeah.
said math, I
Yeah.
would have had a bit of a heart palpitation because I went to summer school for I was an A student
Yeah,
that went to summer school for math, but I loved science. I
Yeah.
loved science, and
I'm
I-
science and art. I'm an artsy science teacher. So
oh my gosh, I thought that instead of going to journalism school, I thought that I was going to go to medical school, and then I found out that you need math for that.
yeah, it's like,
You gotta need math. I was like, I can just do the science and biology, and but anything with math, I'm just gonna skip that part and then become a doctor. And obviously that didn't work out. And so my last question for you is, what was the number one thing? We're gonna see the rig that you have built. What was the number one thing that you built around? We've talked about the toilet. Some people say the
the
bed,
bed.
but your kitchen is phenomenal.
Yeah, the kitchen which is I don't really cook.
It looks like you do.
No, so I have to have that kitchen because I don't really cook. Like there's people out here on all of their outdoor, and I've got the butane thing, the little
The
camp
thing,
stove,
yes, the
Yeah,
thing that we have,
camp
yes,
stove thing,
we have things,
and it's rarely opened.
yeah. You have a microwave,
I have a microwave because I microwave. I don't cook, so.
which means you need a lot of power. So
Yes,
that's
I do
why
need
this
power,
morning we
right.
saw all of your
All
solar
of my
panels
power.
doing their magic.
Now that was what I learned the first time out was I didn't have enough power.
Yeah.
And I was at Magnolia, I was racing around with one battery, chasing the sun, trying to keep it charged because I didn't have fans if I didn't have power, and it was hot there.
Remember that wind though
Yes.
at Magnolia?
Yes, that one night it blew.
It blew my chair 3
3
blocks
feet.
away. So that's not good for solar panels. So we always have to be careful of these things.
I take mine in.
Yeah.
And I take mine in every night. So
I probably should. I'm on my 3rd set, so
Yeah.
maybe
Maybe
that's
taking them
that's
in
a
was-
sign that I need to be a little more careful with my solar panel. But now I lock them up, which
But
is
isn't that
Yeah.
amazing? What's the song from Hamilton that we're lucky to be alive during this time? And so I think, wow, like the solar panels and all of that, 15 years ago, you wouldn't have had 10 years ago.
yeah,
And so that gives a whole lot more freedom. And
100%. I a long time ago when I was a camper with my favorite ex-husband, I ice and coolers and and there was no solar power, so life is much easier now. So let's go take a look at your rig. I'm delighted to see it. So this is Loree's terrace. It's amazing, but check out this setup. So we'll see her bed and everything in a minute, but look at this microwave, her fridge, where she washes her dishes, her Keurig machine, her what? I mean, I have not seen anything this brilliantly designed. What we were talking about this morning in terms of power and storage, and so this is her outside kitchen. And then the water spigot and storage. So let's go around and see her living space, which is stunning. So storage, and then the most incredible bed. She still has her seats in at the front, and then she put in this floor. And a welcome mat and a little beautiful chair seat that was kept back here. And then I have that fan, but in a different color. Storage over there. Joy to the world indeed. And then she keeps up that pink fabric for daytime. And then more storage on top of these four. Now again, she's part-time. Oh, look at that decor that she's got. But she's also got all of this stuff up top. Right? Joy to the world and happy.